Okay, good afternoon everyone one more time. Welcome to economics class. And we know that we are discussing about microeconomics, right? Microeconomics chapter number, Introduction to Economics. So in this class or the previous classes, we discussed various factors related with economics, the various branches of economics, okay, and the central problems of economy. Central problems of an economy. What are the things that are basically causing central problems of an economy? Okay, what are the things that leading or making the central problems? Any idea? Femina Nasreen. What are the causes for central problems? What are the causes for central problems of an economy? I'm asking to Femina. 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 The connectivity trouble with the Femina. Tell me, Aishwarya. Aishwarya.
What is produced, how it is produced.
That are the central problems. What are the causes for central problems? What leading?
Unlimited ones.
Of course, unlimited wants.
Resources are limited
Limited resources.
and resources have alternative uses.
Yeah, and at the same time, all the resources have alternative uses. These are the problems that is basically leading to the central problems of an economy. Central problems of an economy. Basil Bashir, tell me what are the central problems of an economy? What are the central problems?
Sir, wants are unlimited.
Baby, I am asking about what are the central problems?
Sir, what to produce?
Yes, what to produce. Then
How to produce and to whom
how
to
to
produce.
produce and for whom to produce. Okay, what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Okay, Amal Raj. Tell me, Amal Raj, just to give me a description about the problem, what to produce. What is that problem actually? Come on, tell me. Speak. Amal Raj.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, Amal Raj. What do you understood by that time? For that particular topic, what we can say, the first central problem, what is that? What to produce?
So it means that
wait. Amala, tell me.
so it means that what is to be produced. What?
Okay, you are what you are telling is almost correct. Okay, as related to the need of the people, the government or the people those control the economy want to think about what to produce related with the needs of the people. Okay, Anatani, tell me, what is the problem of how to produce? What is that? How to produce? Anat?
Sir, they have to decide whether it should be labor intensive or capital intensive.
What method you want to use to produce the product? Labor or capital? Okay, labor intensive production or capital intensive production. Okay, is these things are clear for you? Yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me. These things are clear for you? Yes. Okay, fine. Thank you. And one more question is there. We started discussion on that, right? That particular day, the last class. What is that? For?
Market economy.
Pardon? Yeah, market economy. Okay. So the three questions we discussed, right? What is that? How to produce, what to produce, or what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. That all three we discussed. Now we're discussing about market economy. Market economy. Okay. So we are going to the slide share. So a market, you know that, right? What is a market? Market is the imaginary place where buyers and sellers are meeting together and they are exchanging their products. It's a market, right? Okay, in the market economy versus centrally planned economy. A market economy versus a centrally planned economy. So what is a centrally planned economy? Centrally planned economy. Okay, here we are. Okay, a market economy versus centrally planned economy. So we know that a market is a place where two parties can gather to facilitate the exchange of goods and services. The parties involved are usually buyers and sellers. Okay, So next one, a market economy is an economic system in which economic decision and the pricing of goods and services are guided by the interaction of the country's individual citizen and the business. Simple. This is a 1 mark question, and this also a 1 mark question. Okay, what is a market economy? Market economy. Nothing but, okay. No worries in here. Here you can see a market economy is an economic system. Okay, it's an economic system which economic decision related with what? What are the economic decision here? Price, basically price of the commodity. Price of the commodity. Who will determine it, or who will fix the price of the commodity? Pricing of goods and services and guided by the interaction of countries, individual citizens and business. Individual citizens and the people, those who are doing the business. Okay, that people together will fix the price. Clear? That's called to be a market economy. That's called to be a market economy. Clear? In a market economy, who will fix the price? Who will fix the price? Who will fix the price?
Individual.
The people, those who are producing. Okay, the producer will fix the price. Almost all the goods are like that only, right or not? The producer will fix the price. And maybe a bargain between the buyer and the seller. And they will fix a price that will not create a problem for the producer or the seller. This kind of price fixing we can find in a market economy. Basically, in a market economy, the people, those who are producing, will fix the price of any commodity. Clear? If you are going to shop, we are unable to fix the price of the commodity, right? Already the producers, they fix the price for the commodity. We want to purchase that for that price, that only. No more discussion. But if we are going to an open market, okay, or weekly market, we can bargain. We can bargain and purchase things too, right? Such kind of situation is basically called to be a market economy, where price is fixed by interaction between the individual citizen and the business. Okay, that also want to note down and learn properly. Clear? So I told that this is a 1 mark, and this also asking for a 1 mark. Okay, so note down. Okay, again we want to discuss about where we can find this market economical system. Basically, the market economic system we can find in a capitalist economy and even in a mixed economy also. Where we can find this market economical system? Capitalistic economy or capitalist economy and a mixed economy. So here comes the question, Basil Bashir. What do you mean by a capitalist economy?
Sir,
Subhampal, are you listening? Capitalist economy, what is that?
Sir, which is owned by private individuals.
In the capitalist economy, we can find that all the means of production is under the control of the private individuals. All the means of production is under the what I told, capitalist economy means all the goods and services, all the means of production is under the control of the private individuals. That's what capitalist economy. Opposite of that, what is that? Socialist economy. Socialist economy. Then Hanna Salim, tell me, what is socialist economy? Hanna. Socialist economy. Now Basil told that what is capitalist economy. Now turn for Hanna. What is socialist economy?
It is controlled by both private and public.
No. I'm asking about just socialist economy. Nothing but socialist economy means just opposite to capitalism. All the means of production is under the control of the government. Just to keep that in your mind. Capitalism means private parties. Socialism, what is that? Government will control the means of production. What are the means of production? You know that land, labor, capital, and organizer. All these factors of production is under the control of the government. Such a market system is called socialist markets. Socialistic markets. Clear or not? Okay. Vice versa, what is that? All the means of production is under the control of the private individuals, where the private individuals controlling this means of production only for making profit. Only for making profit. There is no other motto. Only profit making is that. That's the difference between a capitalist economy and a socialist economy. Clear? Understand? I already told you that market economy we can basically find in where we can find that? In a capitalist economy and a mixed economy. So in a capitalist economy, I already told that all the production that making or the things that making by the private individuals is to make profit. So they will fix the price. They will fix the price. Government interfere in that. pricing is very limited. Government will not interfere much in such kind of economical situation. Clear or not? Again, we can see that in the mixed economy also. Okay, that Hanna Salim told now what is mixed economy. Hanna Salim, what is that? We can find both a capitalistic form and a socialistic form. Both we can find. Both types of companies are there. Both type of production is there. We can say what? Both types of productions we can find in a country means we can say it's a mixed economy. Mixed economy. India is an example for that. It's a mixed economy. We can find private companies in India. Okay, private companies in India. At the same time, public limited companies also are there. Public limited companies means the companies that are running by the government. Basically, they are running the companies to or for the welfare of the people in the country. That's called a mixed economy. In mixed economy also, we can say that pricing is controlled by the producer. The producer will fix the price. Producer will fix the price. Clear? Okay. So you know that the people, those who going for they are driving or they are riding, the people know that price of petrol regularly that is increasing because the control of the government on pricing of petrol is very minimal. Government is unable to control the price of petrol in our country or diesel in our country. So the price is increasing. The producers will think or the distributors will think what price want to keep that product. Okay. Such kind of situation is called what? Market economy. Market economy. Okay. In this market economy or price is fixing by the producers or the distributors, we can find only in a capitalist economy. At the same time, we can find that in a mixed economy also. Okay. Next one, we can another economic system is there's called to be socialism. I already told you that. In socialism and communism, that also a form of economy where command economy. That economies are called what? Command economy. Command economy. Why this is called a command economy? In this kind of economy or a socialistic economy or a communist based economy, okay, there is no private interference. Clear? All the means of production is strictly under the control of the government only. Strictly under the control of the government, where government will fix the price. Government will fix the price. Basically, the government will fixing the price to maintain welfare in the society. Maintain welfare in the society or for the development of the people in the society. So always the government will fix minimum price for the commodities. Minimal price for the commodities or nominal price for the commodities. Is that clear? Is that clear? So such kind of governments or markets we can say centrally planned economy. Centrally planned economy where the government will take decisions regarding production, distribution and sale of goods. Sale of goods. Okay. So market economy means that basically we can see that where the consumers and producers together they will fix the price. That system we can find in a capitalist economy and a mixed economy. The same time, centrally planned economy, that is the example for socialistic economy. Otherwise, it is called to be command economy where government will take the decisions. Government will take decisions. Is this much clear? What are the words we learn now? What are the words we learned? A market. What is a market? Right? Next, what is a market economy? Market economy. Next one, what is a capitalist economy? What is a socialist economy? And what is a mixed economy? Clear? Understanding or not? Grishma, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Subhambal? Subhambal, clear? Subhambal?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Karthik Menon. Karthik?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So, what you know now, you know that what is a market economy, and what is a capitalist economy, what is a socialist economy. Socialist economy otherwise called to be communism. There we can find a command economy. Command economy, it is broadly classified as centrally planned economy. Centrally planned economy. And the next one is called to be mixed economy, where we can find both the features of capitalist economy and socialist economy. So India, some goods and services will maintain by the government and the government will fix the prices for the welfare of the people. At the same time, companies also are there in India that are running by the private individuals. The price of that product will fixed by them. Okay, both we can find in our country. Clear? So India is the best example for mixed economy in the world. Best example for mixed economy in the world. Hadi Aman, Muhammad Irfan, just turn on your camera. Amal K Saji. Come on, fast. So turn on the camera. Hadi Aman. Hadi. Okay. So that are the things we discussed now. Next, we are going to the next production possibility frontier. This topic is deleted from our syllabus, so don't worry. You don't need to learn that. Next, one more portion is there. One or two portions are there in your textbook. That is called to be positive and normative economics. Positive and normative economics. Okay. So, what is positive economy and what is normative economy? That's what we are going to discuss here. Okay. So, positive economic theory is the objective or scientific attempt to describe and explain the behavior of an economy and its important variables. Don't worry, nothing serious. Okay, positive economics means what are the things that going on presently, how it is functioning. Okay, basically objective study, objective studies here. Okay, the positive economics, we can find a positive objective study, a positive study related with the present economical situations, The same time, normative economics means that is related with the subjective value. What want to do, what must we do, okay, and what plans to be undertaken, okay. So, in first case, in positive economics, we are thinking what are the present things, what is, how like it is running, okay, that kind of things we are discussing in positive economics. And in normative economic theory, what we are thinking, what want to do, what must be, or what to be, what measures should be undertaken for the welfare or for the development. That's what the difference. One is objective, other is subjective. The second point says that in positive economics theory, we are discussing about facts, and real-time economical performance, actual economical performance. Really what is going on? Presently what is going on? Okay. What is the present situation? That's what we are discussing in positive economics. And in normative economics, what we are discussing? Prescriptions. What should be done? What want to do? Okay. What want to do next? That's what we are thinking in normative economics. Both are connected. Without positive economics, there is no normative economics. Without normative economics, there is no positive economics. It's strictly connected, So, second point says, one is the study about actual performance in the present time. Okay. Other thing it is, normative it is making prescriptions. What should be done? Prescriptions means you know that. Okay. Basically, we can say suggestions. Okay. What to do. Next one. Positive economics theory is an explanation why the economy works as it does. Okay. How the economy is working as now, as present. How the economy is working. But normative says it is giving offers recommendations for changes in economic policy to achieve an optimal and desirable state of affairs. So, normative economy is giving recommendations. If we are doing this, we can achieve development. Some suggestions are there. And they are asking to change. Okay. Next one, positive economics is a basis of predicting how the economy will respond to changes in circumstances. In positive economics, we can easily say that as per the situations, we can easily predict. We can say that what will happen next. Example, if a supply is increasing, in positive economics, easily we can say that price will decrease. Or demand is increasing. Positive economics, we can easily say that price is going to increase. So it is a compulsory. In positive economics, the predictions are easy. And it will happen also. At the same time, normative economics, it is based on personal subjective value judgment. Okay, which means how a person can achieve development in the society, or how a person can achieve economical independence. Like that things we are discussing in the normative economics. That is helpful for the development of the individual and the society as a whole. Okay. Same time, in positive economics, represent an approach of a scientist. Okay, represent an approach of a scientist means, what is that? Always thinking about the things what we have at present. If you are using that, what will happen in the future? Okay, that's what a scientist's approach. And at the same time, normative economics means it is the approach of a politician. A politician keep thinking about the development of the country. Development of the country. What we can do to achieve development. What we can do to eradicate poverty. What we can do to improve production. Okay, what we can do. That's what the mind of a politician. Scientist says the present situation, he studies about the present situation and he will say that what is going on now and what will happen tomorrow. Okay, that is compulsory will happen also. Clear? That's the difference between positive economic theory and normative economic theory. One is a subjective. Normative economic is a subjective study. At the same time, positive economic theory is objective study. Okay, so positive economic is always free from subjective, and normative economics is always related with the value judgment. Okay, value judgment, it is always subjective, Is that clear? Clear or not? One is subjective, other is subjective. So positive economics is nothing but present day what is going on in the economical field. Okay. What is supply, what is demand, how can fix the price, if supply increases what will happen, if demand decreases what will happen. Easily we can see, easily we can predict because statistical data are there with us. Okay, with the help of this data or analyzation, we can easily say that what is going on or what will happen next. Clear? Okay, but in normative economics, we are giving suggestions. If you are doing like this, it will be helpful for achievement. If you are doing this, we will achieve this. If you are doing that, we can achieve that. Like the suggestions are there. Okay. Or positive economics is always related with the objective. It's objective always. Okay. And normative, it is a subjective. Is it clear? Clear or not?
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt regarding this? Abdul, is it clear, Abdul?
Sir.
Abdul,
Yes.
are you okay? Are you able
Yes,
to
sir.
listen?
Yes.
Fine. Okay. So that's what the difference between positive economics and normative economics. I already uploaded the notes there. Do you find that? Do you check that? Aparna?
Yes, sir.
Check that notes?
Yes, sir.
Did you?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, two notes are missing there. Two portions are missing. Example, this normative and positive economics is not there. And market analyzing or centrally planned market and a market system, that is not there. Today I will post that also. Okay, learn that properly. At the same time, I will upload nearly 60 MCQs also from the same chapter. Okay, that also you should learn properly. Grishma Joshi, turn on your camera. Okay, that's the difference between positive and normative economics. Positive and normative economics. So we already know that what is microeconomics and what is macroeconomics. Last and final portion in that chapter, or final topic, we already discussed that. We already discussed this in previous classes. What do you mean by microeconomics and what is macroeconomics? One more time, I will read and I will explain. Okay, microeconomics. Microeconomics studies the behavior of individual economical units of an economy, like a household, firms, individual consumers and producers, etc. So in microeconomics, we are studying minute factors. That's what minute factors. So microeconomics studies the behavior of a individual economic unit. That means a particular person. Okay, like households, firms, one company. Okay, individual consumers, consumer behavior of an individual. Okay, consumer, what a person is earning, how he is spending that all we'll discussing in the branch. Which branch? Microeconomics. Next one, its main instruments are demand and supply. So microeconomics is basically related with the demand and supply. You know both these terms, right? Yes or no? Adul, what do you mean by scarcity, Adul? Adul, tell me, what do you mean by scarcity?
Scarcity means insufficient supplies.
Insufficient availability of any product to meet our needs or wants. That situation is called scarcity. So that is strictly connected with this what? Demand and supply. Right or not? So demand and supply. Demand means our needs. Supply means the resources what is allocating. Okay. Next one, Microeconomics otherwise called price theory. Microeconomics otherwise called price theory. Price theory. Okay. So all examples for MCQ, multiple choice questions or 1 mark questions. Okay. Repeating one more time, microeconomics. Microeconomics studies the behavior of an individual economical unit of an economy like households, firms. Firms means companies or factories, right? A production unit, that's the meaning of the term firms. Individual consumers and producers. Its main instruments are demand and supply. So microeconomics is totally related with the demand and supply. Demand and supply. It is also called the price theory. It is also called the price theory. So next one, macroeconomics. Macroeconomics. So just opposite to micro. Micro we discussed about the minute factors in an economy. Okay, micro means it's a broad scenario. Okay, a country as a whole. We will discuss. Okay, so microeconomics is the part of economic theory which studies the economy as a whole, such as national income. Already I told that. What do you mean by national income? Aggregate total employment, general price level, aggregate consumption of the commodities, aggregate investment in the country, etc. All together. Country as a whole. That's what we're discussing in the macroeconomics. Clear? First one is micro, the other one is macro. Macro means minute, we already discussed that. Macro means a country as a whole. Clear? Aggregate things, aggregate investment, aggregate demand, aggregate supply, national income, GDP, and everything is coming under macroeconomics. And what are the instruments of macroeconomics? Example, we can see that aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Total demand and total supply within the country. Clear or not? In the first case in microeconomics, we studied about just demand and supply related with an individual or a small unit like a firm. Okay, but in coming to macroeconomics, we are discussing about aggregate, the entire things in the country. Aggregate demand, aggregate supply. Aggregate demand of any commodity or aggregate supply of any commodity. Okay, it is also called income theory or employment theory. Income theory or employment theory. Microeconomics otherwise called price theory. At the same time, macroeconomics is called income theory or employment theory. Income theory or employment theory. Okay, is this much clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in this chapter, Introduction to Microeconomics, we discussed various factors. Okay, or various branches of economics. Clear? First of all, we discussed about microeconomics and macroeconomics, positive economics and normative economics. Clear? Yes or no? What is a market economy? What is a market? What are the things that are causing the central problems of an economy? Okay, limited resources, unlimited wants, alternative uses of resources, scarcity. The most important word that what we are or what we want to learn in this chapter, that scarcity. Basically, economics is study of scarcity. Study of scarcity. Clear or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, Karthik, Tomlin.
Yes, sir.
The concepts are clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today I will upload the balance notes and the MCQs too. Just check it thoroughly. Okay, any doubt means you can call me or you can text me also. Okay. So I am asking some questions to individual questions. Amal kaisa ji? Amal?
Yes, sir.
Amal, tell me, what do you mean by capitalist economy?
Is owned by individual.
Tell me.
Is by individual.
By?
Individual.
By individual. What by individual, man? Already we discussed that. What is that? All the means of production. All the means of production. Tell me, what are the means of production, Muhammad Irfan? What are the means of production, Muhammad Irfan? What are the means of production, boy? Or what are the factors of production? You're not here, I'm thinking Muhammad Irfan. Okay, let it Subhampal tell me, Subhampal, what are they? Shubham Paul?
Yes, sir.
What are they? What are the means of production? Quick. Shubham Paul's connectivity lost. Okay, finally I am coming to Grishma. Where is Grishma? Connectivity issues with everyone. Aishwarya, what are they?
Land, labor,
Land, labor.
enterprise, capital.
Capital, correct. Okay, so these are the things there basically. Okay, in capitalist economy, private individuals will control that. At the same time, in a socialist economy, the government will control it. In mixed economy, we can find the features of both the capitalist and the socialist economy, right? Yes or no? What about centrally planned economy? Centrally planned economy, where all the decisions are taken by the government. Decisions are taken by the government or will take by the government. Okay. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much. Learn all the things properly. We'll meet in the next class.